We're now going to look at plotting to a DWFx file. Now a DWFx file basically is a DWF that can be viewed in the Internet Explorer browser without any requirement for any plugins. It's a joint venture between Microsoft and Autodesk, and basically Microsoft have allowed the DWFx file type to be a standard Internet Explorer compatible file type. What I am going to show you though, I'm just going to do an Alt-Tab here a second, and if we look in there, there is our DWF from our previous exercise. Now that was output using the current layout and also the current page setup. So what I'll do, I'll just minimize that again now. Let's have a look now using the Export to DWF PDF panel here on the Output tab. Let's look at exporting to a DWFx. I'm going to use the current layout, but what I'm going to do for the page setup is I'm going to override it. So what it's doing now is I can change the settings here. Look, I can do an override if I need to and get it to fit. So I could actually change the page setup override here. I might want to get my A1 to fit to an A4 perhaps. Don't need to do it, but as you can see the settings are there, so let's do that. Let's go for an A4. So I'm going to scroll up. I want an ISO full bleed A4 like that, and I want it to fit to the paper. So as you can see, no red lines around the edge, so it all fits. I'll OK that. That's my override. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Export here, and I'm going to select DWFx. So I select it there. I get the same information. As you can see, I get the options there to set it as a multi-sheet file or password protect it. I've also got the output controls, the export page setup, but it's going out as a DWFX file. So when I click on save now, it's outputting that file as a DWFX. So I'll just close the plot and publish job complete bubble there. How do I check that that is a DWFX? If I do an Alt-Tab now and go back to my folder again, there's my DWFX. So even though the page setup, the actual file type was set as DWF in the page setup, you'll notice it's output as a DWFX. So I'll just minimize that again and go back to our drawing. And as you can see, I can export using this panel here on the Output tab on the ribbon to output to pretty much any file type I want to. So I've done DWF now and now also DWFX.